Welcome back to Factorio building the Hyperbase. Last episode we were building out fuel. I'm over by the LDS. I'll quickly, because that's what we're going to do this episode, but I will quickly show you where we got to. I didn't finish it all, because of course these things take far longer than I give them credit for. We've got the west refuel here. The train basically has 4 stops that it will go to. It will try and fill up. These front ones take a bit more effort to fill than the back ones, but that's alright. Then this one, which is the copper supply for the LDS, so it's kind of convenient that we are looking at that one. I'm actually thinking I may have overdone all of the steel, since I need only 4 of these. That's something else. But anyway, okay, so we've got this one, the copper for the steel. We've got this one that we were continually running out of fuel on at the beginning of the game. It now has refueling. We have this one, which is iron 2. We have iron 1, which are these 2 iron stacks. We've got these 2 as well at the top. So I need to extend this up here. It'll probably come up here somewhere, like that, and then circle back. I also had to deal actually with a out of fuel situation on the fuel that goes to, well, the iron that goes to Blue Science. So Blue Science has been struggling a bit. It seems to be doing okay now. Oh, we also had an out of fuel situation here, which is the other one that we need to address. I need to make a fuel stop here that will feed these, which covers all of this except the ore, and then it will have to do a separate pathing over to the ore, and maybe I can use that to path over to here. And I've got to do something about science as well. I'm not quite sure how we're going to fuel science. Aha! Oh, and we finished out worker robot speed 15, so 16's now 1,000,000. But we do need to get these mining productivities up, so I've gone back to mining productivity research. And that kind of brings you up to date. At LDS, I have built out the second one, and I had a bit of excess material, so I've sort of built out the third and the fourth to some degree. What I'm going to do first of all is use our max rate calculator to see if I've actually worked this out correctly, because I have stuffed up a lot in the past. Well, some. I've stuffed up some in the past. 1952. That does not seem like it's quite high enough. Oh, yeah, no, it probably is actually, because we don't need 8,000. We need 8,000 divided by 1.4, which is about 5,700 plus extra for the satellite, so it probably is enough. It says it needs 13,945 steel per minute to do that. 13,945. Alright. We have this entire steel complex over here. So is this 13,945 steel? No, it's 8,000. But that's because 34 smelters have no recipes. Which is going to make that somewhat out. Because we don't know if the smelters without recipes are steel. They certainly are there and there. I'd have to go through the whole lot. If we had... Oh, there's a calculator here, right? Good. What's 34 by 55, just for argument's sake? 1870. So that's not enough anyway. So it's unfortunate that we can't get an accurate reading, because you can't actually set these formulas. They're just Are you... you don't have anywhere to put your stuff. That's what the problem is. Alright, let's go and fix that problem. I wonder if that is the problem for all of them that don't have stuff and things. I don't mind putting on the bots, because if there are things around here that have not been finished, we need to finish them off. So it's worthwhile. Makes it easier to do this since I don't have any sort of long reach. So if that's 4, 8, 16, that's half of the ones that were missing formulas. Let's get those ones sorted. I don't think it's going to make enough difference. By itself. But it is a start. So, yeah, they temporarily run out of material, so it's a little bit hard. But I think the idea was that it would need more than one train from each one of these things to get that 13,000. Let's try our Control N again. So it's 2,480, 3 smelters missing recipes, so it's about 2,600 times 4, so it's about 10,4. So it's like you need 5 of these, which would mean we'd need 20, which is that's 8. I think that's another 8, and then we'd need 4. So it looks like we've gone way overboard. Well, are we actually missing steel? Yes, we are. I guess that makes sense then. So, to bring more LDS online, what we need to do is we need to bring this one online, since it's already pretty much ready to go, we need to allow the steel to come into play along here, as well as come into play along here, which means that we also need to bring another one online, which we will do. And we need to allow the copper to flow down to this one as well, and that's pretty much what we'll be trying to... Oh, and also the LDS. The plastic. We need plastic to be able to get down here as well. So those are all the things. And I have to work out how these returns are going to work. I think we'll try and work out the inputs first. So for a start, clearly this one, we're over by the steel, so this one has to be able to do that. And from there it may as well have one of those. And we may as well allow the second one to also go in there, I guess with the same sort of arrangement of signals. And now we need to work out what each of the things over here is, because I probably haven't done that yet. Now, where we've got one, we can probably make it into two. Well, I'm going to have to think, whoops, not three. Two. I'm tempted just to make the plastic actually. Steel, I will make steel 2. Although, again, that could be something that I actually just leave as steel. It may make more sense to do so. And copper... whoops, escape. Copper might make more sense just to be left as well. Okay, that's plastic. So the third one is steel. That's this one here. This is our steel. Ah, no. Damn it. These jets are good, but they're a bit of a pain when it comes to placing stuff. Right, just carrying on like this is not going to work, because according to all of this build, we need all of this stuff here. I'm not sure if that's correct. If these are sort of 2.5 each, and we need... Well, if we need 5, I mean, that might be where I'm wrong. It might actually be we need 6, which is 24. What? If it's 5 each, it's 20. That's 8. But that's another 8. So even if it is 24, that's only 3. I'm confusing myself now. I'm not sure if I need all of this. I hope I don't, actually. Point I was getting to, I think, is that this is too far down. So how's bot speed 15 compare to 14? Hard to tell, in actual fact. It should be slightly better though. Whoops, again, we've gone slightly too far. Well, there we go. Sometimes it's just easier to manually take those bits off. So, we obviously need signals for all of the crossings. Otherwise trains get upset. Can't put one there, which is unfortunate. We could probably rework how we do that angle. Which way is this one? It's trying to go that way. Okay. That's everything there. Oh, excuse me. And speaking of which, case in point, wow. I definitely don't want it sitting where it is, so now that we've done that, we had better give it some additional signals. Good. Let's just get out. Sometimes it's just easier to do these things manually. Okay. Now, am I being short-sighted in terms of getting the return? I might be. So at the moment, the steel return goes up here. So, right, got it. Typical. Come on. Thought I had the other bot, the bot armor in. Okay, so what I really want to do is probably change this one over to the return and have this new steel coming out just below it. So I guess we will in fact do that. And this one here needs to go away. You can go back in there, in spite of the fact that you like to cause trouble. Right, somewhere here. Oh, no, this one needs to come all the way through. But this one needs to come up here somewhere. Let's just work out where. Basically through here. All the way up. Kind of like this one. So what I'm going to do is grab a blueprint of that. Hopefully it fits. Oh. The one bit that doesn't fit quite so nicely is the fact that where's this one supposed to go? Oh, that's the return to there. So yeah, we've just come out too far, so we're going to have to foreshorten that one, but that's okay, we can do that. One, two. We basically need this to wrap round immediately. I can't see what's going on now, so that's no good. That's where we need that to go. Now, just wait for those bots to catch up. So this here is actually turning too soon, which means we probably need to redo all of this stuff. So something like that. Come on, where's my... There we go. Can't put anything in there. Now, this one doesn't actually carry on to this point anymore, so we actually get rid of that. It's this one instead. This is the return here. I might just get out. Make all of this slightly easier to do. So this is coming in this way. Tech is done. That's wonderful. Because there's no room there, I might just do those like that. No, we need our tech to keep going, so let's do that. Okay, over here. You're probably in the way, you're probably in the way. Does that even matter? I'm not sure. Okay. Ooh. Gotta get the other armor back on. So these bits get filled in. So we have enough for steel to go the whole way at this point. Plastic now. So the LDS comes in on a line. I think this is the returning LDS line. No. The returning LDS line must be this line. Yes. So this line here is the returning LDS line, which is right. We probably want we're probably going to want this to be able to feed satellites. So that's what that's for. And We otherwise want it to go from here up to there. With all of the issues that we have, of course, with signals. Now this is what? That's the return, so I've just screwed this up royally. Is that, no, that is rocket control units. That's the return there. I might want to make this turn and come down. And shocking plane driving is not helping me. So that's where that actually goes. It doesn't go here at all. And this one is not the one that goes up there. That is the privilege of this one. Which might be offline. So we obviously need a bunch more rail. What I might do is, since I've picked up some extra stuff, I might do what I've been doing before, which is just fly down to these ones, which we're also going to want to fill in, and see if we can make a little bit of space by letting the bots go to town and just throw all this excess around. Opportunity for a quick drink. That seems to be it. So it's mainly rail, I guess, because we need to get the copper, which is that bottom one, connected. So what I'll do is I'll make sure we are not letting bots run around. Run back to our main base area. This doesn't seem to be moving that fast. Probably waiting on space science. That tends to be what the problem is. Oh, and that's another thing. We could actually use the rail from up here, because we have this fairly rapidly encroaching build that will eventually get all the way up to here. So we need to start removing rail from here anyway. Except this time I actually want my bots to do it. No, don't do that. Take the stuff away that I've just marked. The dumb bots are going to take it if I don't do that. There we go. And we shouldn't need these power poles either, because we've got power coming along here. So basically I am trying to remove everything that doesn't already contain stuff. Could probably just burn up all this wood, so that probably doesn't really matter if I pick up all that. Yeah, we need to clear out all of this so that this can come all the way up. So yeah, we may as well get on with it. If you're wondering why I'm unmarking some of this stuff, it's just because this is full of its own bots, and if you're not careful, it's assigning, if my bots don't do the job basically immediately, it's assigning the job to these bots, and they're going to run off and store these rails somewhere. And part of the reason I'm doing this kind of manually rather than just letting them is that I'm effectively recycling the rail, so I actually want to pick it up. I don't want those bots to pick it up. I might have to check what's going on with science very shortly. We are still not quite far enough. So as expected, there's one of these. It's sitting at 90,000. We've just had a launch. It's probably waiting on... well, it looks like this is triggered building some satellites. It's trying to fill out some LDS. That's probably what we're waiting on to get the final of that. But is that actually what the problem is down here? See, this is my other problem that I've been dealing with. These will both be copper. I created enough copper so that I could do this one, which, I mean, we'll have to build it out very soon, but we haven't built it out yet, and so I'm constantly trying to kind of juggle. I mean, this is getting stopped, so this guy can't get into there because this one is saying we don't need you yet because there's 86,000, so it's almost at the threshold that I've set. And this one is not emptying because probably doesn't need to. Because of that, this slot's jamming everything. This one's jamming everything. I mean, if I extend these 3 lanes, that might be what I have to do. Extend these 3 lanes all the way back to here somewhere, and then you can have multiple of these sort of parking up here rather than getting in the way. That might make more sense, because this is blocking the way for this one, which is probably a science train, and the other science train is stuck up here. And we are out of well, it's not that science that we're out of, but if the other thing was able to come through, it would get blocked here. So yeah, we're going to have to extend this. Where am I? Let's see if I can finish this off. That copper thing is constantly being a problem, so I might even prioritize it over getting the LDS done. We must be getting pretty close to far enough. Yes, we are. Okay. I guess while we're here, we have to kind of check where we're up to. It's almost 900k solar panels, so that's awesome. Oh, what we'll do is I will fly over to the starter base where we can get rid of all this junk. And while we're here, I'll change to the don't let everything go everywhere, guys. This is kind of typical Factorio, isn't it? As soon as you start work on something, you find you've got a bunch of other things that require your attention. That's my stuff as well, not that I really needed that. Alright, so we are sorting out the science tracking first. Quite a long flight ahead of us. And I'm obviously going to have to remath all of that steel, maybe with hell mod or something. I don't even know vaguely where I am right now. Okay, that's not going to cut it. I think that's the copper that's the root cause of the problem. So it's here that we need multiple paths. Okay. In that case, what we'll do is, what's this? I don't want that anymore. Let's copy this. Somewhere like that. We don't need this. We're not going to use those. I don't need that. Don't need this bit. Do I want the signals? Probably not. So, what I do want is probably that. Now, go back in there. We need to change how this works now as well. I think this path, well, it's not like we're really supporting that path, is it? Okay, you can go back to there. Alright, you can come back out for a sec. So I think the general idea is this one should have multiple options. Like so. And each one of these should have those on them. Now, does that sort out my problem? I don't think we need these ones anymore. We might do in the future, but we don't need them just yet. And now there's actually enough room for 2 of these copper trains to park up. Without, I mean, it's going to cause problems here maybe, but once I have that, it will be going down here, so it's less of a problem. But that should sort out science. Okay. Let's get back to the LDS, because that's really what we wanted to sort out. And where is LDS on this picture? Way up there. What's this? Steel. Okay. Here's the one we're trying to sort out. So yeah, this is supposed to go, whoops, go straight down like so. This is a return. This one is also supposed to come straight out like this. The return should be this one connecting in. Like so. You can get back out. Get your boys to work. Did we finish it off up here? Not really. That bit should be fine. This one coming through, this is the return. That's a chain, right? And over here, that one's going up. What sort of room do I have there? That's probably best. Over here, yes, we're a return. I guess we could use that one there. You're going down, right? So you should be there. You should be there. And you are joining Yeah, something like that. Whoops, we're wasting resources. Now, we need to get copper joined up, we need to get plastic joined up. I think this is the plastic. Let me just see what I do with the plastic once all these bots come back. I think we're just about out of time. Plastic is basically, these two need to join up to those two somehow. I think we are just missing this, so that might work out okay. Copper will need probably to have these make another pathway along here. So I guess we'll use that as well. But that's going to have to wait probably till next time or between episodes. But thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.